we get a package. What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. This video is actually pretty exciting because this is my first open box iPhone. In this box should be a product red iPhone 8 64 gigs that has a bad battery but is in open box condition with the seal still on it. I ran the IMEI and serial number on this phone and it came up as unactivated, so that means it should still be running iOS 11.4. I know it should be 11.4 because I checked the date of production and it came back with a date that would correspond to it being on 11.4. Now the reason why this was being sold as 4 parts was because, like I said, it has a bad battery. So I went ahead and ordered a new battery for it and we should be able to get it working. So here we are with the box. Here we are with the box of the 8 that should be on iOS 11. Flipping it over, you can see iPhone 8 red 64 gigs, and this should be an unlocked unit based on what the seller said. Lifting the box cover, we see the packet here and the phone underneath with a couple of smudges but in good condition. Let's have a look at what we get. We get the special product red iPhone, and then the standard guides and the Apple stickers. I'm not going to go through those. And then we have the iPhone 8 right here, of course, in mint condition. We also get the standard ear pods and a USB-A to lightning cable and the 5-watt power adapter. So now I think we should try to turn this on and see if it'll work. And if it doesn't work, then we can change the battery out and see where that takes us. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a charger and see if this will charge. Okay, so I plugged this into 2 different power adapters, one into my Anker power station and one which is right now on a 20-watt Apple USB-C power adapter. And as you can see, nothing happens and it doesn't show any charging, so I guess it needs a battery replacement. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that off camera and then I'll come back with the iPhone 8 once it's finished. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. BRB. Alrighty guys, we are back with the iPhone 8. Now it's actually been a couple weeks since I recorded those last clips, and that's because it took me a little while to get around to the repair. The day that I recorded the unboxing, I actually didn't have much time, so I didn't replace the battery. And then when I started to replace the battery, I realized that the phone had lightning connector damage, which is why it wasn't charging. And so I replaced that and did a couple other things, but it's now working. I also did ask for a refund from the seller because of that damage to the lightning port. Someone incorrectly tested it and they pretty much broke the lightning port assembly. So I did replace that and we're all good now, but I got about a $20 refund from the seller because of that. So shout out to them. But we are now all good and we replaced the battery. So this phone is ready to be set up. And like I said, it's been a couple weeks, so sorry for that, but it doesn't really matter to you because the magic of editing. So let's go ahead and set up this phone. I'm gonna set the box aside here. And let's go ahead and set up iOS 11. Now just connect it to the Wi-Fi there and it should activate. Now, like I said, it was a pretty challenging repair. It actually took me a couple days to do because I was really dreading replacing the charging port and doing a couple other things, but ended up getting it done. I ordered a new waterproof seal for this phone and everything, and new battery adhesive, and now it's all good. It's ready to go, and yeah, I'm happy that I was able to get it repaired because genuinely I was not looking forward to it. So of course we're activated here. Let's go ahead and set up Touch ID. Good thing about these phones is that since they don't have serialized parts, you can kind of replace whatever on them. Like even the displays, if you want to change the display out, True Tone will still work, which is great. And so yeah, this was not a very hard phone to work on. I just didn't enjoy it because I needed to replace a couple things, and took a while. I think the whole repair with the charging port and the battery and that kind of assembly, and you know, you have to take out the logic board to do that. It probably took me about an hour, 2 hours to do. So yeah, but let's continue to set up this phone. We're gonna enable location services, set up Siri later, don't share, and of course we have True Tone on the display. And we have the new home button because this was the haptic home button. And I already know I like a third click, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Choose the standard display zoom, and there we are on the home screen of iOS 11, and we immediately get a pop-up that iOS 16 is available. We'll go to the details. The good thing about, sorry guys, my timer just went off, so the recording cut off, but well, as I was gonna say, even though we have the iOS 16 update, you can't actually install it from the phone. You have to plug it into iTunes and then update it from there, so that's good because this phone can't automatically update. Let's go ahead and jump into the About page real quick and I'll show you that. So of course we have a 64GB iPhone 8 running iOS 11.4. So we're all good, and let's go ahead and check out the battery health, which is of course going to be 100%. And the interesting thing about iOS 11 was this is actually the first version to feature battery health. You can see it's in beta up there. And after that, it was pretty standard. iOS 12 has it, but iOS 11, it was still in beta, so an interesting thing to know. On the home screen here, you know, pretty standard iPhone layout with that waves crashing background, which is pretty cool. And then let's go ahead and actually, we'll set the wallpaper for the iPhone 8 here. Go into the stills. And we do have a couple of them. We have 4 here for the different colors. I believe the iPhone, the red one was this wallpaper, but I'm not 100% sure, but let's go ahead and set it anyways. I do like that one. And we have the standard wallpapers. We have iOS 11, 10, and 9, and these other kind of stock wallpapers there. iOS 11 was known for being a very buggy, and especially on the iPhone X, which I also have on 11.4. Stay tuned for that video, it's coming soon. But I do have an iPhone X on 11.4 that I bought from the same seller as this one. Spoiling too much already, but just, you know, iOS 11 was known for being very buggy, and that was kind of it. The iPhone 8 did introduce the glass back, and it had wireless charging in the middle because of that, which was a great upgrade. I believe it was the first iPhone with wireless charging. The 7 Plus didn't have it. So the 8 Plus, and the X all had wireless charging, which was great. And that's how I was actually able to test this phone with the bad lightning port, was I just put it on the wireless charger and it turned on. But it got that glass back, aluminum sides, and the display had True Tone, which was new for the 8, 8 Plus, and X yet again. It was, you know, more of the same design of the iPhone 7, except with that glass back, but it had, from what I understand, the same size, the same, you know, display, same cameras, just with that glass and the newer iOS version. I do really like the 8s, although the X is obviously way cooler to have on its original version, but this is still a good addition to the collection. So I think that's where I'm going to finish off the video on this open box iPhone 8. As I already spoiled the next couple weeks of videos, I'm going to have a short coming out on this iPhone 8 2 weeks from when this video goes live. And then after that, you will see that iPhone X on 11.4. So that will be a pretty exciting video. Hopefully it gets some views, but that'll be really cool. I'm sure y'all will enjoy that. There's not many unboxings of sealed iPhone X, open box iPhone X on YouTube, especially showcasing iOS 11, because it was a little bit special for the iPhone X. But that'll be out pretty soon, and feel free to check out my other content. Please check out my other content. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.